So the key to all this is communication. That's my bias. Communication really drives everything. So here's some tips on communication to make this all work. Really need to be specific and succinct. No ASAP, no immediate, no, well, Ben, when you can get to this. I want specific deadlines, specific timelines, Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, things like that. Otherwise, I have a email exchange my wife sent me the other day. It was just absolutely hilarious. And she was trying to coach one of her vendors on why she needed more specific timelines on when he needed stuff from her. It's actually pretty comical. So we need to train people to do this. I'll foster what I call two-way PDR conversations. PDR stands for prompt, direct, and respectful. It's what I call it's a championship leadership communication trait. The best coaches in the world communicate with their athletes this way, and it creates a high trust, high respect work environment. Create this team agreement that outlines performance and behavior expectations and creates some accountability for each other to move forward with. And use some communication models and styles. One is Agile. Agile is a project management philosophy and approach, and I'm going to share with you a way to do that. And then the Sbar model is a real good way to do status updates on stuff. So we'll take a quick look at that in a moment. Again, short meetings, huddle meetings for Agile, 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the time, the size of your team. Again, if we can keep it to 15, all the better. And the more frequently that you have them. So a lot of Agile huddles are daily, 15 minutes, boom, get in and out. If you have to wait a week, it means it's going to be longer because there's more information to share. Each team member prepares and answers just 3 questions. I'll share what those 3 questions are in just a moment. And a real key to this, because you've seen this in all sorts of meetings where things really get off track, and people have these one-on-one conversations in the meeting that are not appropriate for everybody. So the answers to the questions have to be of value to everyone on the team. If they're one-on-one, take them offline after the huddle. So here's your 3 questions. Very simply, what did you accomplish since the last meeting? What are you working on until the next meeting? And what's getting in your way or keeping you from doing your job effectively? Everybody takes maybe a minute to answer those 3 questions. And this keeps everybody up to date as to what's happening and where some of the roadblocks are, and you can work through them. Typically what's going to happen if people bring up some roadblocks and obstacles in number 3, you're going to take those offline. You're not going to solve them in that meeting. You'll be aware of them, and just the 2 people or 3 people who need to work on that obstacle will get together afterwards and not bog everybody else down. So that's how you do an Agile huddle. There's all sorts of resources online that you can get some more information on how to do those. And then the Sbar model came from the nuclear submarine industry and has now moved over into the healthcare industry. And this is how many doctors and nurses share information between patients. If you're handing off a patient to a doctor from a nurse, they use this, and I teach all my clients to use this. 4 aspects of the communication, very succinct: situation, background, assessment, recommendation, all in one communication, and it should be 1 minute, 15 seconds in each segment. And you get the whole status update in 60 seconds. Now, this takes practice. A lot of people like to tell the whole backstory and all sorts of rationalizations and explanations as to what's going on. We don't need that. What people will do is they will ask you for more information if they need it. Don't overwhelm them with information that's unnecessary. Practice getting each of these 4 into 15 seconds and do a status update in 1 minute for people. And this will get your communication succinct and moving forward and easy to make progress and not bog things down. So here's a disclaimer just for us. Neither Ben nor I are attorneys or HR consultants officially. There's all sorts of issues regarding overtime and tracking people's hours, exempt, non-exempt employees, all sorts of legal issues that you have to deal with. Get advice from your attorney and your HR professionals on what the real legal ramifications are of doing remote work in your state, because each state has their own laws that are changing by the hour, the way things are these days. So that is my disclaimer there. Just let's think about what you may have learned so far in this presentation. I'll do a little debrief there. And Ben has some resources that will help folks make remote work even better. So we'll talk about that in just a second. I put a little package together for people. If you'd like to get some of these resources, the slides for this presentation, a list of highly respected remote workforce cloud-based software programs, 47 tips for working from home from groove.com, another distributed work environment. And locally, I have a HR consultancy, Ethan Allen Workforce Solutions for New York State, came up with some HR guidelines and facts that are pretty generic that will help you craft a remote workforce, remote working policy if you want that for your company. There's some really good questions to ponder in the Ethan Allen resource there. So if you want to download that, you can go to improveemployeeperformance.com and grab that package. And that's my little free giveaway. And thank you for showing up here today. So Ben, I know you have some resources that you want to share and show people that I think will help them with their communication in their distributed work environments moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely, Skip. Know also for attendees that I think Skip and I are over a little bit of that URL. So I did put the Improve Employee Performance URL in the chat. You can grab that website there to take advantage of Skip's offer. Looks like some useful resources to take this to the next level, because really what we're here about, we've told you to make 15-minute meetings, and here we are, and we've taken 90 minutes of your day. So we want to bring a lot of value here, give you a lot of resources, and those are a lot for you to digest of what Skip's presentation's already talked about. There's some more that you can dig into at your convenience that he's just offered you now. But at the same time, I think I mentioned earlier, I like to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. How can I knock a bunch of things off my checklist?